Hey guys, welcome back to From Wed to Med. I'm Kels.
And I'm Lex.
And we are going to talk about MCAT. So we're just going to do a quick little video to update you all on what MCAT is going to be like for the 2020 cycle. So we're going to jump right into that. So first thing, I think in our last video we mentioned that MCAT opens in May and you can submit in June. But for this cycle, somehow, some way, it opens May 2nd and you can submit May 31st.
You get a little 2-day jump start. 2 days, yes.
Yeah. So that's new, and we're going to also talk about some updates with MSAR, which it stands for Medical School Admission Requirements, I believe.
Sounds right.
And we're just going to talk about things like that. So with MSAR, that's a way that you all can research your schools that you're interested in. You can look at their MCAT acceptance data, their interview dates, and the tuition, and what kind of campus it is, if it's urban or rural, and just all the demographics of that school or of any school that you apply to. So that's something that comes free with the fee assistance program. I think it's like maybe 28 to 30 bucks. Yeah,
if you don't have it.
Yeah, without fee assistance. So that's something that I would definitely recommend. Or if you know someone that has the fee assistance, just ask them to, hook you up and look at their requirements so that you don't have to pay for it when someone else has to log in. At least that's what I do, or that's what we do. So
it's really helpful. It's a really good resource because for me, I can say I didn't get fee assistance for the MCAT, so I have to be a little bit more strategic with which schools I'm going to apply to in which order. So if you go on there, you can kind of see how your stats match up with what they're requiring, and you can kind of make a better plan of who you're going to apply to first. So, I mean, you can still apply to as many schools as you can afford, but I know with fee assistance, what's it, 16 schools?
Well, now it's 20 schools.
But
wow.
That's nice.
Well, with the old fee assistance, which is what I have, you get awarded 16 schools, but with the newer one, you get 20.
Okay. So that's really cool. And then if you don't have that, like I said, just kind of use that to plan how you're going to apply. And then also, I don't know if you guys aren't familiar with the MCAT website, you definitely want to be familiar with it because it gives you pretty much all of your updates on what you need. Like Kels was saying, I know this isn't a great view, but it gives you kind of all the updates of what you need and when to apply. Also, once you have submitted, it kind of helps you see if your transcripts have been delivered yet, if your school has looked at your application yet. So it kind of keeps you on alert of what's happening with your application, which is really nice. And then it gives you helpful tips on what to expect for your test date, different types of things that you're going to need. So if you've never taken your MCAT before, you're going to need your ID, driver's license, or some form of legal ID. And then you can't take in, of course, like cell phones or I don't even think you can have watches on. No. So nothing digital really. You can't take anything into the testing center.
Everything that you need, they'll provide for you.
Yep. Everything else you can keep in your little locker. And then it also kind of tells you what types of food you might want to bring for snacks, because all of your breaks are scheduled. So like I said, if you haven't taken the MCAT before, when you go in there, you're going to feel kind of like, wow, this is intense. Like, you do a fingerprint, they do everything. Every time you go to the bathroom, you got to rescan in with your fingerprint. So
body scan when you first get there, metal detector, all that.
And you can't just walk in the testing room. You have to be escorted to your seat. It's a lot. So that in itself can kind of be intimidating on testing day. So I think going through the MCAT's website, just reading up on it, kind of lets you curb those nerves a little bit, hopefully. So it's really a great resource for that.
And I think they also have an FAQ, so you can look at some of the questions that a lot of people have and kind of see what the actual AAMC provides as an answer for you to do.
Yes, definitely. Also on here, you can go on there and see what days you want to apply for your MCAT, or to take it, register for your MCAT. I know that they have a bronze and a gold zone, and that usually just depends on when you registered for your MCAT and if you need to change your test date. So don't feel bad if you get close to test date and you're like, I need another week or I need another 2 weeks. You can push it out in most circumstances, as long as there's a test to push it out to. Like, if you're at the last test date, that's kind of it for the year. But they do have it where you can switch. There are fees associated with that though, so just be mindful of that. But they have all of that also on the website, as well as when your scores are released. So, for example, let's see. The next test dates are going to be April 5th. For those of you who are ready, can go get it. And then you'll probably get your test scores back the following month, I want to say. So everything is usually a month out. So that's one thing about the MCAT that I had to adjust to, because a lot of other professional exams, you get your test score that day. Yeah. Whereas with the MCAT, you have to wait a month.
Yeah. So, and if you didn't know, the process of getting to medical school is expensive. So definitely familiarize yourself with that website so that you can check the deadlines, the cost of your test, the cost of the MSAR and the application, the fee, how much each school costs. All that information is on there, so definitely be familiar with that website.
Definitely, because I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, it was about $320 for those who don't have fee assistance.
And with fee assistance, it's $125, but you still have to. Those deadlines still apply to you. If you need to cancel or reschedule, there's still a fee associated with it.
Yeah, and then also with fee assistance, that's another application in itself. So if you are in thinking that's something you're going to need to do, definitely get on that sooner than later, because that's, I mean, Kels can probably tell you more, but that's an entire application.
Yeah, you have to apply for it in order to get approved. You have to submit an application. They ask for all of your demographic and background info. They ask for your financial aid status if you're in school. They ask for your income tax returns. They ask for everything.
Real personal.
So you have to submit that early. And I know for DO schools, for AAMCs, their fee assistance is only valid for 2 weeks, whereas with MCATs, it's valid for a year or 2 years, I think. But with the DO schools, you only get it for 2 weeks. So if you're approved for it, you have to use it within 14 days or it goes away. Yeah. So you have to be strategic. No,
that's a lot of information that we're giving out, but all of this is on the website. But I think one thing that helps to be a little less overwhelmed is to be organized. So like get your planner out or sticky note or whatever you need to do to make yourself like notes of when these things are due, and then maybe even have it in your weekly goals. Like I'll work on a part of my application for an hour today or 30 minutes today, whatever. So that once, if you do decide to submit May 31st or whatever, all you have to do is a quick glance over. I don't want to say quick, but one last glance over, and then you can submit versus having to do everything at that one time. So those are just some of the updates on the MCAT website that we wanted to share with you guys. A lot of these things are changing. This is not our first time taking our MCAT, so we have to adjust to the new changes as well. But yeah, just be familiar with the website. Also, for those of you who are considering a gap year, they also have different resources on that as well. So if you're looking at a post-bac program between now and starting medical school, they have that information. I actually found out about the Hampton program that we're in here through this website, because I was trying to figure out what I was going to do in gap year, and that's how I came across that. So you can find other things in that way. Also, if you're looking to do joint programs like MD, PhD, I know they have information on that as well. I'm not sure about other joint programs like MBA or JD, but they might have it on there as well. So just be familiar with it. It's a really good resource. And I think once you go through there, you might not feel as overwhelmed.
Yeah, once you check it out, I'm sure that'll probably be the tab that's open on your computer all the time. I know it is on
sits on my computer.
So you'll definitely get used to what they want and what they're asking for.
So if you guys have any questions that you want us to try to share about the MCAT website, let us know in the comment section. If we missed anything, let us know. If there's anything that you guys know that we don't know, please share it with us. And as always, we hope you guys are having a happy study session and season, and we wish you guys the best on your MCAT and your applications. Until next time, bye guys.